Hello, I am just, bear with me. I'm just trying to get this to go live on Instagram as well. There we are. There's the button. I think we're ready to go. Well done for joining me. I say well done you, well done me. I'm a bit late because couldn't get my microphone working. So hopefully you can hear me now. I've got something weird going on with my phone and my AirPods where sometimes they decide not to talk to each other. And sometimes apparently my microphone doesn't work at all. But anyway, I'm here back for my second live, hopefully this week, actually multiple streaming. So I'm on YouTube and I'm on Instagram at the same time. So wherever you are, say hello, pop a comment in. Obviously, I can't hear you. But leave me a comment so that I know that you're live. Do you know what was lovely last week? Thank you, lovely Liz. You sent me a voice note, which was the sweetest. To say that you'd really appreciated what I had to say. And I am a big believer that if what you say resonates with one person, then you've done a fantastic job, and it was very much worthwhile doing. And if you are new to me, I'm Karen. I have been working in fitness for close to 20 years now. The majority of that have been teaching Pilates. I did teach loads of Les Mills classes back in the day. I met my lovely husband Chris through fitness. Briefly, I was I say briefly, I was a management consultant for 4 years before that. But one of the things that I loved doing was training. I used to train new recruits in IT. Another little thing you might not know about me, I'm a bit of a demon with SQL. Um, so throughout that, I've taught Pilates in gyms and now through my own business, Fit School, which I run with Chris. I do personal training, I do one-to-one training. And I think what I love, I also write. So I write features for magazines and online publications. What I love is that I get to speak to people every day about what their real issues are. So, what the hiccups are, what the obstacles are, what the hurdles are that get in the way. And I just want to say, you are very much not alone if you are struggling with this. It seems like the most obvious thing to do, that actually we know that exercise is good for our mood, for our mental health, for our health as we get older, all sorts of things it's amazing for, but we just struggle to do it. And if you are, particularly if you're a woman in your 40s, and that load of life tends to fall on your shoulders, be that children, small children, or children that are now coming up to school age, and we want to improve them. We want to send them places to experience life, to have wonderful things. This weekend, my daughter's off at a guide camp. I'm a bit, one of the other reasons I'm a bit late is because my son wanted to stay on and practice tennis, which I'm not going to say no to. Um, Going out later with friends, got bits and bobs I need to do at home. I'm usually rushing around, taking my kids most places at the weekend. And my husband, I would say he's also, we very much share it, but he works most of the Saturday morning. So in addition to that, I spend some time helping my parents out. If you've got older relatives that need help, then you have house to run, job to do, work to do, helping out of schools. You know the old adage, if you want something done, ask a busy woman. It's full on, isn't it? And then your brain, then you want to do something for yourself, for your soul, for your body, but you just run out of time. And one thing that I speak with my new mums actually about is they say, "Oh, Karen, I know I've got to get this workout, but by the time I got to the end of the day and I got the kids to bed, I was shattered." And I can tell you, I know no one ever did a workout once their children went to bed, unless they kind of signed up to a class or a one-to-one. No one's going to do it. I wouldn't do it. You're shattered. You just kind of had that lovely snoozy feeling and you're tired and you just want to go to bed. So what do you do? How do people get it done? Because there are some women who are doing it, and men as well, but there are some women that are doing it and getting it in with zero time. Now, I am a big believer that the best time to get a good habit in place is when you're really busy. Why? Because then you know if you can sort it out when you're busy, then when you're less busy, it is also going to happen. So I'm just going to share with you from the benefit and from the work that I've done with lots and lots, hundreds of women whilst I've been training, the things that really help them and the things that really help me. But these are the kind of the rules, as it were, in terms of how to get fit when you really are struggling with time. The first thing is to stop thinking about this overwhelming thing that you have to do. Oh, I've got to get fit. I've got to get fit. You know, it's on the end of the to-do list. Get fit, right? What does that even mean? You know, the whole, if you're someone that is in business or perhaps does admin or organizes someone else's diary, that's never going to get done, is it? Because it's like this big thing. Let's say you wanted to do your first Christmas dinner. You wouldn't just write down, make Christmas dinner. You'd break it down by stages. And I am a big believer that you need to, oh, hi, if you just joined me on YouTube, hello, proper comment in so I know who you are and where you're watching from. I was just talking about the fact that we need to just break down those big goals and get fit or get fitter. It's just not going to happen, particularly if you are struggling with time. Break it down. And I would suggest if you are struggling with a goal, and I watched a great talk from the lovely Jocelyn Thompson Rule on Instagram. Hi, lovely. And she just talked about if you're struggling somebody had said, I can't get beyond 2 minutes running, and they were trying to sort of build up running. And so she said, what about 2 minutes and 1 second? Yes, that is the key, right? So you might think you're absolutely struggling for time, but what would happen if you just decided that when you had a bit of a brain fart moment and your brain wouldn't focus and you would otherwise sort of scroll or go and put some washing in, instead of doing that, would there be something that you could do? Perhaps take yourself for a walk around the block, just to kind of get those creative juices flowing. Squeezing in 5 minutes or 10 minutes here and there is the absolutely best thing that you can do. Or rather than thinking about having to do a half an hour run, I love this one because I think weirdly, like, you know how you can't, if you're going out for a run or you're going to go and sort of do a task, we have to kind of do it on the hour or on the half hour. Otherwise, it just doesn't feel right to do. So maybe don't do that. And I sometimes, like, I think I'm going to go for a run at like 11:30, and then I run out of time because I've been doing things and I haven't got my shoes on yet and I'm not really ready. So do you know what I do? I go for a 20-minute run. And it's still fine. I'm still getting my heart rate up, still quick. I get it in. So rather than abandoning ship because you can't get this whole hour in or you can't get to the class, just use the time that you do have to get it done, even if you are squeezing that down to 8 minutes. And I know this because I create YouTube videos, so I know that people search for 8-minute workouts. Do your shorter workout, get it done. So that would be my first step, would be to just break it down into a smaller task. So to think, rather than get fit, where does that start? Does it start in finding a class that fits around your schedule? Is there something that you could do in like maybe a window that you're dropping someone off at an activity, like a child at an activity? Could you get some activity in there? So break it down into little bits that you could do that contribute to you getting fit, that you can do in smaller periods of time. That could be like, say you are, I don't know, just really starting out in the fitness journey. You know, you need to do the weights, do some get ups. So where you sit on the sofa, but you stand up without using your hands. That is just the absolute go-to no-brainer exercise to get you started. So break it down into smaller components. And if you want some help really kind of breaking down what those components are, absolutely something that I can help you with, just drop me a message and I will get that done for you. In fact, I love that idea, having lots of teeny tiny things that you could do. I think a lot of people are worried about how to even put a program together. It's, for me and for my husband, it's just what we do. And I think that's why people find it so much easier coming to classes, because they can come along, switch off, zone out. They don't have to think. They get told what to do. But if you had, you know, like 100 things, 100 ways that you could get fit, and you could just do 10 of those in one day, how much easier would that be to actually get it done? You've broken it down and suddenly it's achievable. And then the second thing, and you know what I'm going to say before I even say it, don't you? Consistency. Because if you do 10 minutes every day over a week, that's 70 minutes, right? Over a week. I'm really good at maths, me. if you did 10 minutes for 31 days, that's 310 minutes. But rather than procrastinating and not doing it at all, you've suddenly made inroads into your goal. And it's something, James, what's his name? James, the guy that wrote Atomic Habits. I'm totally, is it James Sears? Anyway, whoever that is, sorry, I'll tag you when I've come off this call and I can find it. If someone knows who I'm talking about, pop it in the comments. He talks about investing into your little bank. Like that's your habit, and I love it. So let's talk about savings. All right, so you might put £1 into a savings pot once a week using, like, you can use apps like Moneybox. I love Moneybox, or Starling Bank, where you've got your little pots and you put your money in once a week. In a year, how much money? Like £1 a day, 365 or 366 pounds in a year. Honestly, my brain is on fire. But if you were to do the opposite and not do anything, or even worse than that, kind of take steps back, suddenly you've dropped off and you've gone backwards. So it's not it's not about thinking you have to do this half an hour or this hour every day and it seems overwhelming and you don't know where to start. Little things, but that you can do consistently, are absolutely the best way. And if I go back to Joss's example of, like, if you can run for 2 minutes, but maybe you can run for 2 minutes in a second, and then over a couple of months you increase that by a second, suddenly you're running for 3 minutes, it's still better, you're still getting fitter. So my 2 things: break it down from get fit to just little 5 or 10 minute things that you can do to help you get to that goal, but then also do it consistently. Because if you have a thing that you can do with 5 minutes, say, like, just while you're waiting for the kettle to boil, or you've just dropped someone off at a class and you can just do something for 10 minutes and then sort of get back and watch and support them, at least you know you are working towards your goals. And these things are cumulative, right? It's snowball. You start something, you manage to, oh, I did manage to fit that in today, I feel really good about myself, let's do more of this tomorrow. And then the other thing is, once you have that and it's consistent, you have the time, because it's just who you are. So if you think in your life about things you do have time for that perhaps a year ago you wouldn't have done, you found the time because it's important to you. And once you start to feel the benefits and you sleep better and you feel better and you're just a happier person, you will find that time to do it. So I hope that helped today. As I said before, just drop me a message. I would love to find out if this was really useful for you, or if you'd like the little 100 ways to get fit. I kind of love that. I love a little listicle. I think they're just really, really useful. And I've got so many exercises and little tips that I share with my clients. It would actually be quite fun to get that down on paper. So thank you for joining me today. If you've joined me, I'm going to leave this on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram. I'll share it there. So if you're joining me after the event, again, I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you really, really soon. Have a great day. Bye.